go. We're back. Dom.
I put a hat on, man. We're feeling good.
Yeah, I know. It's getting edgy over there.
Yeah. Honestly, I was just sick of playing with my hair in the last episode. I watched myself do it at least a dozen times, so
That's
I
fair. It
figure
was adorable, but
you guys don't really want to see that. It looks good. You guys don't want to see me play with it.
fair enough.
Um,
Fair enough. All right. Well,
yeah.
let's get
So
into this here.
yeah,
Uh,
let's start with
Going
the
into
third
what week is it now? Week 14. Week
week
14.
14. We're
We
getting
got
close
some.
to the playoffs here. So
Yeah, I feel like after this last week, playoffs are. I think we kind of, at least on the AFC side.
yeah, you kind of know what you're looking at.
Yeah, we're kind of locked in there.
There's a little bit of a gap. There's
Yeah,
wiggle room
Denver
in.
right now sitting at the 7 seed at 8-5, and it's Indy 6-7, Miami at 5-7.
The
I
only
think we're
way
kind of
that
locked. Yeah, play on teams. It's now just a matter of seeding when it comes
I
to
was
the
gonna
AFC for
say,
the most part.
if the Texans fold here at the end of the year, maybe not, because they do after their bye week, they play Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore in a 3 week stretch, and they still
Yeah,
close the year out against the Titans. So there is a world in which they do fumble, and Indy plays. Never
they
mind.
have an
Indy
easy
plays
schedule. They
Denver. Well,
got
Indy plays Denver, but
they're
then they
off.
play
They're off this week, and
Titans.
then
Yeah.
yeah, they got Denver, Titans, Giants, Jags.
So it's it's possible, but
It's possible. I don't have the faith in Anthony Richardson to go,
I don't
oh yeah, they
necessarily
can
have.
go 3-4 down the stretch, or three
Yeah,
and four.
yeah. It's if they played head to head, I think there's more of a world. But I think Indy's lost both the games to Houston. They did, so
Yeah, so they got to make up 3 games.
they have to make up 4 games. They have to win every game, and because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they tie,
So
it
basically,
goes to
what we're
Houston.
thinking, yeah. So basically, the Colts have to go 4-0. The Texans have to go.
They have to go 1-3.
Yeah,
Yeah. Worst case,
yeah,
they
you're
go one
right.
and three. Best case, Indy goes.
No, because even if they finish with the same record, Texans win that.
But if Houston goes one
Wait,
and
hold on.
you're not mathing correctly. If
Houston.
Houston goes 1-3, they finish 9-8. If Indy goes
Yeah.
4-0, they finish 10-7.
No, Indy's got yes.
4 games left. I told you weren't mathing properly.
No,
It's okay.
I was just looking. I got dyslexic for a second there, and I was looking at 5-7
You're good.
with the Dolphins right below them there. But anyway, yes.
Yeah.
So regardless, I think those teams were pretty much locked. Like something really bad would have to happen.
Yeah,
Any of
that's
those
the
teams.
only way possible still for Texans not to make the playoffs is something like
Yeah, it's just a matter of
drastically
where
bad.
everybody falls.
Yeah. But otherwise,
In
no,
the
no.
seeding.
These teams in the
NFC,
AFC
on the other hand,
it's a
NFC
shit
on
show.
the other hand is a crapshoot.
There's 2 divisions who has teams actually trying not to make the playoffs, and then you have one division with 3 teams all trying to make the playoffs, and then Philly and Washington are pretty firmly in the playoffs. So,
For the most
not necessarily. Not
part. I was
necessarily.
going to say Washington is the one that I'm concerned about.
There's a chance they somehow don't make it, depending on what the NFC East does.
Because they still have to play the Eagles again. Falcons are on that schedule.
They're going to demolish the
saying.
Falcons. They're
I'm
going to
just
beat
saying.
the Falcons.
Well, yeah, we don't necessarily know that because Cliff
All
Kingsbury offenses, whatever.
So
and then the NFC West is chaos. Still,
I'll wait. I'll wait to give my Falcons spiel here until we kind of get out of the playoff talk and into the games this week. But yeah, just kind of looking at the lay of the land here. I know we talk playoffs about once every other week here.
I know, yes, but I mean, 'tis the season, you know.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I mentioned how the Niners, I think, control their own destiny, and they already fumbled that away and aren't making the playoffs. It's almost all but guaranteed. They would need an absolute miracle to
Yeah, they
get in there.
need Brock Purdy to come back immediately.
Be like he played. They need Brandon Ayuk's ACL to magically repair itself and be on the field.
They're kind of screwed right now in a run game with both their guys going on IR. They're kind of dead in the water.
Yeah, they just have too many injuries, I think, to really be able to put up with the other 3 teams in this league.
Yeah. And then we got the NFC West, where the Rams still have 3 divisional games left. The Cardinals, who have 3 divisional games left. And the Seahawks, who have
2,
Just double checking myself. 2. They have 2 left.
and one of them is this week.
Yes. And as of right now, the Seahawks are 2-2 in division, and the Rams and Cardinals are both 2-1 in division.
Okay.
So we talked about it, several weeks ago. I mean, these guys are just going to candle,
Yeah,
and it's going to get ugly. And
I wish
the
I
division
could say
that I thought there was going to be 3 playoff teams in might be lucky to have 1.
might be lucky to have one's crazy.
It's insane.
So it's going to come down. I wish I could say Rams losing this week would knock them out, but it wouldn't.
It just doesn't.
Well, it doesn't if the Seahawks beat the Cardinals and the Rams lose this week, path for those teams get much more difficult because now the Seahawks have a 2-game advantage. So they would have to, after this week, go 0-4.
But then we also look at week 18, Rams get the Seahawks at home. So if the Seahawks slip up at all at any point,
they would have to. Now, granted, they do play the Cardinals, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Seahawks, I was going to say, Seahawks might have the toughest schedule.
They definitely do.
Because they go to Arizona this week, then they are home for the Packers, then they are home for the Vikings, then they go to Chicago, and then home for the Rams.
Yeah.
The
Rams,
Cardinals, Cardinals get Seahawks at home this week. Then they get the Patriots at home, go to Carolina, to LA for the Rams, and then home against the Niners. Rams, Bills at home this week, then to the Niners, to the Jets, home against the Cardinals, home against the Seahawks. So strength of schedule, I think you lean Cardinals.
Yeah.
But the best thing for the Rams is if the Seahawks win this week, I think.
Yeah, because
then it puts the Cardinals on their heels a little bit more, even with an easier schedule. You know what I mean?
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
Because if the Cardinals just end up running the table, it doesn't matter on that point too. But if they win their next 3, I mean, you are in really tough shape.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're looking at here. If Cardinals are 9-6 going into week 17, they already have the upper hand on the Rams at that point because they've beaten them head to head. It's just not looking ideal for LA.
No.
Cardinals, Cardinals can decide their fate if they win this week, I'll say that.
Yeah, if Cardinals win this week, they are in complete control.
Yeah. And they probably should have won last week against Minnesota, but they choked that game away. I mean, looking at their losses on the season, they lost to the Bills, good team. Lost to the Lions, good team. Lost to the Commanders, good team. Lost to the Seahawks in division, and then lost to the Vikings, good team. So other than good teams in division, what that tells me is they can be the best team in their division, make the playoffs.
I think they're for sure.
They're not a scary team. Yeah, because if you're playing all the teams that are better than you, and you're not winning any of those games.
Right. No, I agree with that.
Well, you did beat the Chargers, so that kind of tells me, okay, you guys might be on the same level as them, but outside of that, you're all about the same to me.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Is that all the playoff talk that we had there? I think it might have been.
We can talk about the Falcons and Buccaneers.
I was going to say, do you want to do your Falcons rant there?
I mean, then we're just
kind of loaded up on it.
Yeah, we're going to kind of jump into the game this week then a little bit here. The Falcons play the Vikings this week. I haven't seen a must-win game from a team in all season like this. So you're coming off a 3-game skid. Even out of the bye, your team got dominated offensively. You could not move the ball really. Kirk Cousins, those 4 interceptions. So you mentioned last episode, what about Penix? Okay, you're going to start Penix this week. Well, that takes away Kirk Cousins has a homecoming. Do you want to, which narrative do you want to play? Do you want to give Kirk hey, you're back at home, seeing friends, seeing this game play out. You played in this dome for 3-4 seasons. This is your home. You could have the best game of your career here. Or do you go with, I want to see what this guy has. We picked him at 8 overall for a reason because we believe he is our future. Do you want to lean on that narrative or that narrative? I don't think it matters in this game because this game for the Falcons, you lose this, you're now 4 straight, your team is faltering, and you can't beat good defenses. That's why I personally don't think they're going to win this game, because they can't beat any good defense. Any defense in the top 10, they can't get them. Cannot go above that. So they'll lose this week. They'll beat the Raiders. Giants probably won now because Dexter Lawrence is on IR. He's done for the year. Lose to the Commanders, and then Panthers. That's your make or break on the season. You're 8-8 at that point. Playing the Panthers, who at that point definitely have nothing to lose. And Bryce Young, if he continues to play the way he is, probably going to beat you.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. And when I said that, I did forget about the Kirk Cousins homecoming thing. So if I'm Raheem Morris at this point, because the Bucs play the Raiders, they go to Vegas this week.
Yeah,
right?
they play the worst. I'll say the second worst defense in the league outside of Cincy.
Yeah, so you're in a tough spot of like gambling with it because you're expecting Tampa to win that game.
Yeah.
However, with all that, you kind of lean towards the guy that you have the money invested in and just go, okay, you got one more week in a really good position to do that.
I agree with you 100%.
However, I fully expect if they lose, if they roll out Kirk Cousins and they lose this week, I would fully expect Michael Penix to play the following week against the Raiders.
No, I agree. I think they're rolling out Kirk Cousins. He's playing this week, and he's going to look awful again. Because, like I said, Kirk Cousins up against a top 10 defense does not go well. It hasn't all year.
Is I'm just playing devil's advocate here. What if he does have a fantastic game and they win?
If he does, then they win outright. Offense looks great. I'll eat my words. But he hasn't proven.
No, I'm not even. I'm not saying like eating words. I'm just saying, what do you do?
What if he does? Then you start him again. You're paying him $120 million. You play him again and again.
I just feel like it's weird. Like, keep delaying it a little bit, because if you win this week with Kirk, and then you somehow find a way to lose against the Raiders.
My thing to that is, you went into this year already delaying your top 10 pick.
Fair.
2 years. You were already planning that. Period. There was no takesies backsies. It was, hey, Michael, we're drafting you to sit. Michael, we're drafting you to sit for 2 years. I hope you're cool with that. You're gonna be an adult, like a full blown adult. Like 27, you like. I mean, I get it. Like,
I don't know. It's gotten weird again with that, just because of this little 3-game skid. They don't have that. Like, I don't think anybody's thinking about it.
I think people were thinking about it the second you drafted Penix. There's already a question.
Yeah,
there's a question the second you do it. Well, why'd you do that?
Then it went away immediately once the season started. Honestly, to Penix's credit of not making it a thing and just staying in the background. Good for him, honestly.
There's
he has every right to, like, but what I'm saying is, it's like, if you did hear rumblings about him, is anybody going to blame him?
No, but also, there's no rumblings either on the Kirk Cousins side.
That's true, too.
Yeah, and if there was, they kind of kept that under wraps. But, again, to nobody's point, because...
For real, we're just going to dance around this one here, because we don't know what's going on with this anymore.
I don't think it really matters. They both have shit ends to the schedule. Not really shit, it's just, like, weird. It's a crapshoot. They both play tough teams. Not necessarily, like, good teams, like, tough teams.
But, I know what you mean. Yeah. And
so
I'm still just blown away by Baker this year, just having them in the spot.
The reason you probably lean the Falcons is because they beat the Bucs twice in division. So if there's a head-to-head, that's where it's going to go. So
that's what helps the Falcons right now.
I'll probably lean Atlanta, and then whoever they get to face, whether it's Minnesota or Green Bay in the first round, they're just going to get blown out of the water. It doesn't really matter. In fact, if it's Green Bay
in
against
terms of
Atlanta,
like the actual playoffs at this point, no.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's not even a game.
What is that?
Jordan Love's going to throw for 300 on that defense.
I was going to say every game.
Oh my god! You think Atlanta can put up 40?
Yeah.
Let me see here. What's their season high? They put up there was a stretch where they went 26, 36, and 38. But also though that was against New Orleans, bad defense, Buccaneers, mediocre defense, and Carolina, bad defense.
And Packers, not a good defense.
No, not a good defense, but much better offense than those three.
That's what I'm saying. I said Packers win that game 54-40.
I just don't think they're going to put
Why are
up.
you
They haven't
arguing
showed
with
me
me?
anything recently that's warranted that. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
that's
Because
fair.
when they played the Saints
don't dis-
again, they only
that's
put up
fine.
17.
Fair. However, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. Anyway, let's get into
Whatever.
our games this week.
Yeah.
So we'll start with tomorrow night.
All right,
So
tomorrow
our picks-
night, Green Bay,
what are we at in
Detroit.
standings right now? You got me by 1 right now? 9
1
to 8?
point. It's 9 points to 8 points.
I
We both
got my
got 3 points last week.
I got my upset pick.
you had your upset pick, and who else? You had one other game you got, right? Packers. Yeah, that was it. I got the Chargers, I got the Eagles, and then my upset pick hit the spread.
True. Yeah, that's right.
So that's where I get my 3 points,
Yeah.
and you got your 3 points.
Yep. All right. So going into this, again, Packers Lions.
I already know we're on opposite ends of the spectrum on this one.
Yes.
This happens every single week. We can't ever come to a conclusion on any of these games. It happens very infrequently, and it seems like when it does, we're both wrong. So I hope we're opposite on all these games. But yeah, I have the Lions. I get what you've been saying, question marks about their team as a whole with injuries on the defense. Not a whole lot of injuries on the offense at this moment, knock on wood. But that's my point to that is that's what's been winning them games right now. Is their offense. Their offense has looked concise. It gets the job done. It does the dirty work. I mean, they have the best offensive duo and running back I've seen in the last decade. So since D'Angelo, since D. Will and Le'Veon Bell, this is the best since then. So I just
I think it's just this is the week where it's just like the injuries catch up on the defensive side.
I mean, if you're gonna catch them this,
because if there's one, I was gonna say if there's one team that can really keep up with them and score fast, it's the Packers right now.
100%.
And the Packers are getting hotter. And then the divisional game aspect of this, the Lions beat Green Bay in Green Bay. You know, it's kind of like the NFC North, AFC North. It's kind of the same thing. They like to beat up on each other when everybody's good. People don't forget shit. And
no, for sure.
That's where I lean the Packers on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I just tend to lean. I'm not going to doubt you until you give me a reason. I also believe, like we did in our top 10s, I still firmly believe Lions are the best team in the NFL. I'm not betting against you.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
I mean, I don't hate the pick. I just disagree with the pick. See?
Fair enough.
That's a calm one.
Like
That's a calm one.
Yeah, like we're going to disagree on probably 2 more of these. Who do you want to talk about next? I was going to say
probably the next two. The next two we're probably not going to agree on. And
probably not.
One is probably going to get more heated than the other. But anyway, Seahawks, Cardinals.
I lean the Cardinals here.
I lean the Seahawks.
Crazy.
I just think the Seahawks have a better game plan for Kyler than most other teams do in the NFC.
If this was in Seattle, yes.
And this was one of the first ones that we disagreed on, actually, if we go back to it. And I won that one. Or it was the second one we started doing this. Was that I hit on the Seahawks on that one and we disagreed.
Yeah, I had a rough week that week. I don't want to talk about it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pick him again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. You know the old saying. So I'm going back with the Cardinals. I just I think like you said with the NFC North, they beat up on each other. NFC West is showing that they do this all the time. It's same shit, different day. So I think Cardinals are gonna get them back here, and I think their offense is gonna really explode in this game. I truly do. And they just got Darius Robinson for the first time last week, easing him back in. I think having that another presence on their pass rush game is really gonna be a big difference maker, especially when they're at home and they don't have to deal with that crowd level up in Seattle. I think that's going to be the biggest
concerned
difference
about
here.
With this one is that it's in Arizona.
Yeah,
I feel like a
if
little
this
bit
was
of
in Seattle, I'm with you this week.
Yeah, I just don't where this one specifically comes down. I think the Seahawks do a good job against Kyler, but also I don't trust Kyler's emotional stability.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I mean, definitely reasonable.
He hasn't shown to have that, like, because he did throw that pick at the end of the game to end that game last week, where he's going to bounce back from that quickly. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like that's going to weigh on him a little bit longer. And if they dig themselves a bit of a hole by midway through the second quarter, I don't have as much faith in him to dig them out of that.
Yeah, I just think that the offense gets going pretty quick in this game. And
I think we'll know
I want them to
through
start
the first quarter who's going to win this one.
Yeah, I want them to start with that ball, go down and score. I mean, they're starting to get Marv a little bit more with the offense here. So
yeah. No, I'm with you on that. If they get the ball to start that game, they come down and score. I think, and they make it look easy, and Kyler looks good on the first drive. I think they end up winning that game handily.
So do I. That's why I want them to start with that ball.
But if they don't, and if he has a 3 and out, or he's off a little bit, that's where I will really feel even more comfortable about taking the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next one, Bills Rams.
Yeah, I mean, you know where I lay.
Yeah, and you know where I'm laying on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Bills side. I love the Rams, but I think Josh Allen is the best player on that field. He shows that no matter what he does on offense, he is the difference maker. He is that X factor that's going to change a game. So he showed it last week, showed it the week before. He's basically shown it all season. He plays at the top level, which he does 90% of the time at this point. It's just going to happen. Now, again, the Rams defense has looked a lot better. Their pass rush is a lot better. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Byron Young, and Kobe Turner have all been a nice surprise for that front seven. And I'm very happy about that as a Rams fan. However, I love the Bills this season, and I am just obsessed with what Josh Allen does on a week-to-week basis. So I think the only thing I'm worried about is going from Buffalo to LA. That's it. That's the only thing I have some concern with. Other than that,
yeah, you just hit it there.
It's everything else I'm with on the Bills. But even then, I'm not overly concerned with that aspect of this game.
So, 2 parts to this. One, we'll just get the first one out of the way, is this is, somewhat of a narrative pick for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to hide behind that. It's just I also need the Rams to win this game so that they can get back into the playoff picture officially, because that's a preseason bet that I would be very happy to see cash. But also, you said it at the end there is, Buffalo to LA, not even just the travel part of it. In this spot is you're going from 2 feet of snow to Southern California. This is Patriots going to Miami at the end of the year during that dynasty, where it was just sometimes those games got weird, especially towards the end of it. It's just you go from freezing cold to 85 and sunny.
Yeah.
You're used to, it's the opposite of the weather advantage, where you just kind of get down there and you go, son of a bitch, it's hot down here. And I haven't dealt with this in a while. And the Bills have not dealt with hot weather in a while. So that's the only reason I'm banking on Bills being a little gassed early in the game, just change of weather kind of thing, and Rams hopefully taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that's where we're at.
So pulling up weather in California, because I don't think you realize what LA weather is actually like this time of year, because it's not blazing hot. It's
it's not.
It's low
it's not
70s.
2.5 feet of snow.
No, but Sunday's game, it's 69. Plus, they play in a dome. So it's temperature controlled. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you're a team that can play in the snow, but you can also play in that kind of weather.
With that. I'm just saying, it's just I'm banking on a little bit of I don't have to deal with snow.
Yeah, for sure. But I just don't expect that to really play a major role into what this game becomes.
Entirely fair. That's why I also preface this with it's a narrative pick.
100%. If the Rams
I'm trying to speak this into fruition.
Yeah, if the Rams do win, it's because the Rams offense kind of takes over the game. That's where I could see it being an issue. That would be
And
it.
if they can take Amari Cooper out of the
Josh,
game,
if
like
you can
completely
take Josh
eliminate him.
Allen slightly out of the game, you win. But that's the tough part.
Well, that's
Josh
what I'm saying.
Allen is
It's like
yeah.
you got to be able to score and then force the Bills to pass, kind of thing, and then eliminate Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And don't give him any free ones.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. All right. Let's get to the game where we're both on the same side of this coin.
Are we both trying to speak this one to existence here?
It has to happen. It has
to. It has to. There's no other. It needs to happen. Yeah. So Chargers beating the Chiefs.
Chargers beating the Chiefs this week, and I think it's not that close of a game either. It might look close, but I don't think it's that close.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to break at some point with one of these divisional games. Has to.
Yeah, it has to. This game is in Kansas City, so that's like the only you're playing in Arrowhead.
But the Chargers brand Travis a little bit. Yeah. Now, again, that also, we just talked about it on the last one there. Gus Edwards can't be your leading rusher with 32 yards. Can't be doing that.
He can be your leading rusher. You just got to actually utilize the run game. I don't know if you just gave up running the ball on Sunday or what. If you're kind of looking ahead a little bit to what's coming up the next week, you want to hold off.
I think a mix of that plus the short field stuff, like everything like that. Which also is a side note here, because this might, I'm not changing my pick, but it could make us look stupid.
Okay.
I think Pacheco might be back this week.
Pacheco was back last week.
Oh, did he play? I didn't see him play at all.
Exactly.
I was going to say, was that his first one back? Oh, no, he did. 7 carries, 44 yards.
Yeah. You're still getting kind of eased into the game and whatnot.
Right.
But Pacheco
what I'm saying
playing
is
versus
he's probably going to play this week.
Yeah, but you're also going up against the top 5 run defense in the NFL. It's different. It's not like you're going up against the Dallas Cowboys front 4. You're going up against a stout line. It's well coached. It's not a mosh pit of randomness. So
yeah,
it's a different narrative. And you're still probably easing him back in.
Right.
So
I don't know. Yeah,
I still like the Chargers because of their defense in this game, more so than anything else.
Yeah, no, you hope that holds up.
And I think it will. I definitely do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, for fans of football, for fans of AFC teams hoping to have a chance at the 1 seed, you're big Charger fans this week.
Yeah, really, it's just if you're watching football, I just want to see it end.
Yeah.
I just need to see it end.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to speak too much more because if I do, then the opposite's going to happen like it always does.
Yeah, for sure. Which, let's be real. We probably got this game wrong.
I probably have every game wrong.
More than likely, this is the one that we definitely have wrong. Because we agreed on it, and also it's just, it's a Chiefs game.
It's the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our underdog pick.
So, before we do, I'm going to let you decide my fate this week. I have 2 games, both of them. I'm going to mark one of them heads, one of them tails. You're going to tell me which. All right? Give me a second. Let me mark it down.
What was the second game there again?
It's Bengals, Cowboys, and Bears, Niners.
That's right. Yeah, that was.
So I'm going to let you be the fate for me this week on which game I go with. I like them both pretty equally. Obviously, one feels a little bit better than the other.
Yeah. No, I mean, do you want to jump on with me or do you not? Is basically what it was there.
Exactly. So go ahead. Heads or tails? Which way are you leaning?
Let's go heads, Cowboys, Bengals, tails, Bears, Niners.
All right, but which one are you picking? Are you picking heads or tails? That's exactly.
That's what you're. I thought you were.
That's exactly how I have it marked. All right.
Misunderstood that there. Tails never fails. You just always call tails. Do you want me to flip it? I actually have a coin in my pocket.
If you actually have a coin, flip it. We'll let fate decide.
All right. Ready?
Go for it.
Heads.
Heads. All right. I'm going against the grain here.
Just so we're all clear, it's on my. Oh, you can't fucking see that.
You can't see it, but
that's what came up. I was trying to get my arm
trust
in there.
You. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna go with the chalk pick. I'm gonna go against the grain this week.
Fair enough. I need a win here. Yeah. No, I will say too. Even with that Bengals Cowboys pick, I did look at that for a little bit. I was very intrigued by that one. I just didn't have enough conviction behind it. However, the Bears-Niners feels, I like that one a lot more. Bears kind of surging. Bears on the coach firing boost going into this week. Niners,
Always.
no McCaffrey, no Mason. Could be without Brock Purdy again.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Post hasn't played in
yeah,
2 weeks.
it's a perfect storm
Mm-hmm.
for the Bears to win. Everything's kind of going with them. I'm not saying I don't like them in that game because I do. Obviously, I was considering it, but so with the Bengals Cowboys game, here's kind of where I kind of lay. Cowboys won 2 in a row. Their defense is starting to look better. The players are believing in the team again. I mean, shit. You have Dak Prescott
McCarthy coaching for his
vouching
job.
from.
Like, it's all.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, you have players vouching for McCarthy, so they
Yeah.
want
No, they
him to
like
be
him.
there. It feels different right now than what it did 3-4 weeks ago. It's a different feeling there. On the other side of that football, you have a Cincinnati team who's reeling a little bit, who doesn't matter how many points they score, they lose football games. Their
Yeah.
defense can't
For
play.
real.
Cooper Rush is coming off of one of the best games of his career. I
Yeah.
see him continuing that momentum and finding more connections with the guys on offense, and that team just continuing to kind of look better. I'm not saying they're going to make noise at all, but I think that if they're going to have a little bit of an upset, it's this week.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. Again, those were 2 picks that I was kind of
Yeah.
between. The
Plus,
Bears just felt
this
like more
week,
sense.
yeah. Plus this week, Parsons is back, fully healthy. He was back last
Mm-hmm.
week. Didn't have like a full game script, but now you have him back in the fold.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot is going to go the Cowboys' way in this game. Plus, I believe they're at home, so that's another big benefit to them.
Not this year.
And just no, not this year, but I think in this game, I think in this game
Yeah.
it is.
No.
I mean, the
It
over
should
under
help.
on this game is 49.5. I actually think that's kind of a trap.
Yeah, this could be a lower scoring. I'm with you
Yeah,
on that one.
I don't think it's necessarily a defensive game. I just think it's points are going to be a
Yeah.
little tougher to come by.
Yeah. All right. So that's our game picks of the week.
Yeah, go through your picks because I know
Yeah, I'll
they're
get my
about
picks
one and
here
the
real quick.
same.
Yeah, for the most part here, I can run through these pretty quick. So last week we went
Okay.
3-2. Bears plus 9.5, Steelers plus 3, Cardinals plus 3.5, all winners. And then whiffed big time on Ravens minus 3 and Niners plus 7. Don't really need to get into either one of those because those just
Gotcha.
both hurt. Yeah. This week, going back, again, doubling down with our picks and my picks this week. Got the Bears plus 4 against the Niners. Again, I like them to win this game outright. Everything going on with the Niners, like we just said, this feels like a good spot for the Bears here. Next one, tomorrow night, Packers plus 3 against the Lions. Again, I think there's just a point where there's too many injuries to overcome.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the Lions at this point, it's at the worst possible time because that division is insane and they could legitimately fall to the 5 seed. Like, as good as they've been, it's just shit luck at this point, honestly, and I feel for them. But I do like the Packers in that one. Next one, we just kind of talked about it a little bit where, we're trying to speak this one to existence, but who knows? However, Chargers plus 4.
It's a good spread.
Yeah, I like that number a lot more than anything. We're just keeping it close. I don't see this game getting out of hand one way or the other, really. Last second field goal. Honestly, Chiefs win by 2. Like, if this is a 2018 game, is anybody surprised at this point? Like, it's just
No, it's not going to be.
Every Chiefs game is close.
Yeah, it's
Every
not going to be
single one.
high scoring either. Let's be honest here. What's the over under in this game?
Probably not too many. I don't know. I would probably say like 46.
43.
Yeah, damn.
I think that might still be
40,
maybe a little too high.
Again, yeah, that's a tough one there.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about this one a bit, and it's a narrative pick for me in terms of who wins the game. However, there's a little half-point hook really drawing me into this game, and Rams plus 4.5.
Ooh, that half got.
I think that half point got me a little bit there. I like the number a lot. where even if the Bills win this game, I think it's going to be closer. I don't see Bills running away with it.
Probably not.
I really don't. I think this game could be really close. Rams, it's mostly their season on the line at this point. I think they're desperate enough to keep this one close. So 4.5 there. And then the last one I have here, a little bit of an oddball one, but I don't know. There's a weird hunch on this one. I got the Raiders plus 6.5 against the Bucks.
Interesting.
I think Bucks off of a handled win against the Giants. I mean, Raiders are not good, just like the Giants are. However, I don't know. What do the Raiders have to lose right now? And I think they're angry about how that game ended. And AOC actually looked pretty solid in that game up until that last play. And I think they can keep this one close for sure. Like, I don't know. I mean, 27-21 covers for me.
27-21? Yeah, that's what you're hoping.
I can live with that. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like it's just like right on that edge of, I think we could be in that number. So,
okay.
Those are my picks for the week.
All right. I'm going to do something a little different today. Yeah, I get it. This is probably the last week of a lot of your fantasy football finals. You might want some insight.
Yeah, last week of the regular season.
However, I'm going up against Asher, not trying to give him any insight. We're kind of battling for the last spot. So what I'm doing this week is, in the last week of one of our leagues, there has been a slew, and by slew, I mean, I don't know, 8 trades, and 7 of them all happened within 5 of them. Half of them, 7 of them all happened probably within 5 hours of each other. It was a wild yesterday.
I remember seeing everything coming through of like trade completed.
Yeah, my finger was nonstop. There's one trade that I want to go back to that happened 2 weeks ago, talk about, and then we'll kind of move back up. So in this one, somebody traded away JSN and a third, and the team who traded away JSN and the third got back Dylan Laube, a white running back out of Vegas, 2025 third and a 2026 first. Now, again, this is all in Dynasty. If you run your Dynasty League properly, there is no trade deadline. Even into the playoffs, you leave that open. For the love of God, do not ever close it. So, do you have it pulled up at all? Or are you just staring at
trades?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you're looking at.
I was kind of looking at it. So, and then it started with yesterday.
Yeah, I went back. Yeah, I went back 12 days ago to pull up that one.
Yeah, so yesterday we had one deal that was.
I wasn't done talking about that trade.
Oh, you weren't done talking about the trade?
I wasn't. Wait. Oh, because I was going to ask what side you like better. I thought you were asking me. No, we're good. I'm going to scroll down and we're going to go to that one next. But yeah, I really like the JSN side in this trade. I mean, only giving up a 2026 first. Essentially, the rest of this trade is just a lot of noise. Yeah, I mean, essentially it's JSN for that first. And honestly, if you're going to make me flip a coin, I'm going to take JSN, especially because that guy who traded away is first. He's pretty competitive year over year. So you're looking at a back-end pick. I'd do that over a guy who's showing that he's becoming a top-end wide receiver.
So we're down to the chaos trades?
We're down to my trade, yeah. So to kick it off yesterday, I had a trade come in. It was essentially this exact same trade that I made, except it was Justin Fields, a 2025 first, 2025 third, and Daniel Jones for Aiden O'Connell and Jared Goff. That was the first trade. I said, I don't like that. What if I did Sam Darnold and took out Daniel Jones? And he accepted it in second. So the final trade here is Fields, 2025 first, 2025 third, Aiden O'Connell, who we just talked about, and Sam Darnold. I like getting back a first for 2 guys, essentially, that I don't know if they're going to be starting next year. I mean, you assume Darnold's going to get a chance, but what's that lease going to look like? Justin Fields could get a chance to start next year. I like that over AOC all day. So essentially, it's like a 2025 third for Aiden O'Connell, Fields and a first for Sam Darnold. I like my side in the trade. I'm curious on your thoughts here.
I don't hate that. You said the first one was giving up AOC and
Sam. Oh, the first one was AOC and Jared Goff, and I like Goff long term.
I didn't see the Goff part.
Yeah,
that Jones.
Yeah, I would have gotten Daniel Jones back in that.
Oh yeah, no,
And I was like,
I
no,
like that more.
I don't really want to do that. So,
Yeah, no, not giving up Jared Goff.
no, not at
No,
all.
that's the way to play that one there. What was the next one there? Jerry Judy for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I take Judy all day for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's fair.
The way he's been playing. So
The way he
just to kind of
can
give you,
pop off.
just to kind of give you guys some background here, there's 4 teams within a game of getting the last spot in the playoffs.
Which I do
And
want to preface because I'm one of those, and I need like two things to happen because I'm like
you need
fourth in the
three
league in
things to
points.
happen. You need 3 things to happen.
It's a bunch of horse shit this year in this
Um,
league. And I also kind of depleted a lot of assets to build this team up.
and it didn't work. It's always the best. I did the same
No,
thing.
I'm
To
just
be
getting
fair. I did
fucking
the same
boat
thing.
raced every week.
Yeah.
It's not even that, like, again, I'm putting up points. It's just like everybody's having massive weeks against me.
It's
It's
crazy.
been so bad.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't hate either side for the Jerry Judy trade. The guy who got Judy is the same guy who I traded AOC and Sam Darnold to. He's also one of the guys vying for this last spot in the playoffs. He made a lot of these trades because he's selling
He
out
did.
to make the playoffs, and it's actually crazy. Because I
Mhm.
wouldn't be doing this just to make the playoffs. I would be doing this if I was firmly in the playoffs trying to win.
Hey, listen, once you're in the dance, all bets are off.
Anything can happen. Yeah, I made the finals last year. So anything's possible. Next trade here was me receiving Christian Kirk, who's on IR. I do this a lot. I take in guys at the end of the year who are hurt, but planning to come back next year, obviously. So I got Christian Kirk. I traded away Mike Gesicki in 2025 third. Um, I don't know how I did this. I think I bullied him into it a little bit.
Well, he also needed a tight end this week.
He did. He did. He needed a tight end this week.
That was the other part of that. Kind of that was where I fell into my trades too.
Yeah. So that happened. I was happy with that, kind of changing my landscape of my wide receivers. I've been trying to do that basically since I've drafted this team, and I've been pretty unsuccessful until now because with my next trade, I got DJ Moore and I traded away 2026 second in Hollywood Brown. I do also want to preface when this trade happened, I did hear back from the guy. He said he misread the entirety of the trade and thought he was getting DJ Moore. But,
That's the problem when you're in so many goddamn leagues.
if you're not paying attention, that's not my problem. I'll benefit.
That's true.
And we'll make it work. We talked a little bit. He's not that mad about it. So that's cool.
It was a
This
nice
is
little. This one was a steal.
yeah,
Gino for a third.
I don't understand this. Gino's been a top 12 quarterback in fantasy this year. In our league settings, I'm not saying he's been stellar, especially of late,
No,
but
but I mean, the guy that's top 3 in yards.
yeah, you're getting a top 15 quarterback right now for 2026. So next year third. So you're looking at like basically a 2025 fourth. It's nothing. So I was a little pressed about it, but I'm not going to be like yelling at people. Next trade we're going to look at is somebody acquiring Devon Achane. I was actually in on trying to acquire Devon Achane, but I was pretty busy and couldn't really keep up or look around. I was actually going to shop for some other running backs. I had a deal on the table. I just wasn't really willing to pay the price. The trade that I had was Jordan Addison, a first and a third for Achane. And that was
Probably would have
a
taken
little
that one.
what?
I said if I was giving up HN, I probably would have given it up for that versus this one.
Yeah, but I also wasn't willing to do that. That was the difference. Yeah, I was just like Addison in a first versus HN. I can get a running back probably 80% of that and keep Addison. That's where I'd lean. I was actually going to reach out to somebody about Josh Jacobs, who gets traded here in a minute. Like these next 3 trades happened in the span of 5 minutes. And I was driving and I looked down and I said, oh shit. So that happens, and so HN actually goes for Cortland Sutton, 2025 third, 2025 second, and a 2026 first. It's a lot. It's a lot for a running back. Anybody out there plays Dynasty, running backs are valued highly when they're good. But
they're always a tough one to figure out.
yeah, especially with Achane, who you're guaranteed to be injured once a year. So it was tough. It was a tough sale for me, but I almost pulled the trigger if I could have reworked it a little bit. Next trade is yours. I'll kind of let you talk about this one.
Yeah, now this one was, I did this while at work, so this is where I kind of fucked up on it a little bit. However, I was getting pressed for St. Brown, and I was not able to give up a receiver at this point. And I desperately needed a tight end this week to have any chance of squeaking into the playoffs. So I ended up giving away James Cook for Bucky Irving, Dalton Schultz, Tyler Boyd, and a third. I was pressing for Cortland Sutton, but obviously he had that in the other deal. So that was like kind of a no-go there. So I went with Tyler Boyd because I was like, I don't know. Levis heating up, number 2 receiver. Fuck it, let's see what happens here. We can get a touchdown this week.
Heating up? You mean Levis?
I said Levis. I meant,
you said,
I don't know, I mumbled a little bit.
It's okay.
I was talking into my shirt a little bit there. It was, whatever. But then immediately realized, son of a bitch, Dalton Schultz is also on a bye this week because
it wasn't immediately. It was me yelling at you about the trade.
That is true. Yeah, you did say about that. Regardless, that was the next time I picked up my phone.
Yeah,
was seeing you going, what are you doing? He's also on a bye, and I went, son of a bitch. So that's why I say immediately. So then I had to scramble around and overpay for Noah Gray.
Overpay? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it was a third.
Then you got.
I don't love this draft class anyway.
You traded Noah Gray for a third. Yeah, I don't care about the draft class either.
Traded a third for Noah Gray.
This first probably won't be made by me if I'm lucky enough to get rid of it. And then the final big trade here was Josh Jacobs and a third being acquired for 2026 first and a 2027 first. I don't care. You trade 2 firsts for Josh Jacobs. You're dumb. I'm just gonna put it lightly. Yes, Josh Jacobs is producing very well this year. I think he's 3. No, he's actually RB8 on the year, but in yards.
Skip made that. Again, this is like a lot of people who are all like desperate just to get into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, it's desperation, and I wasn't willing to make the desperate. Yeah, I wasn't willing to make the desperate moves. Now I like what the one guy did who got Achane and got Cook because he's already firmly in the playoffs. He's desperate to try to finally win. That was his one goal this year. Talking with him several times.
Oh yeah.
He just wants to win.
Yeah. Now, and I don't hate where I'm at after even trading away James Cook.
Yeah.
Because Bucky Irving is probably taking over that job going forward.
Yeah, it's just what does that look like?
I mean, solid, I would assume.
Maybe.
I'm also sitting on, now, Bijan and Bucky Irving doesn't sound the same as Bijan and James Cook.
No.
I understand that as well, but Bucky Irving is also younger than
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
And
I'm also sitting in a position where I depleted a lot to get Drake London and Bijan.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's a lot of investment into one terrible Falcons team.
Bijan is.
They both are top 10 respectively in their positions.
Running back 4, and Drake London is running back or wide receiver 6. So I'm
okay
with giving up a couple first.
I said respectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at my team, I am on the outside looking in. I have little to no chance to make the playoffs. I have a chance. It's just a lot has to go right. But the guy sold his soul to basically make the playoffs. So
yeah, basically, it comes down to nothing matters unless between the two of us here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go all out. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. I was already weak on draft picks, so I was just like, fuck it, let's see what happens.
Yeah. I still like my team in this league. I have Tua.
Mm-hmm.
I have Jared Goff, who I mentioned, and then I have Anthony Richardson. So, I do like my quarterbacks in this league. I like what I have at my wide receivers now with Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore, Malik Neighbors. I have Calvin Ridley as my 5, and Christian Kirk when he comes back, and I also have Michael Pittman. I'm pretty deep there now at that position. I feel good. I have 2 top
Yeah.
10 tight ends with Dallas Goedert and Evan Ingram. So like going forward, like I feel fine. I do need another running back in this league desperately. I have 2 great running backs in Jonathan Taylor and Breece Hall. Outside of that, it's pretty depleted. So that's kind of where I'm going to be focused on with this first round pick that I have. The running backs in this draft class are good. I'll say that. That's like the only hope. If you do have a top 10 pick or a top 6 pick in the draft, is you're probably going to get one. In my one league, I'm probably going to finish with the 2nd overall pick. I don't really know what to do with that because I don't know what the guy in first is going to do.
Right.
I played this game a few years ago.
It's a weird draft class this year.
It definitely is. I mean, you have a few, like I said, a few good running backs. You have Ashton Genty, who's probably going to go in the top 15. You have Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, who could be back into the first round pick. You have the guy from Notre Dame who looks fantastic. The guy on Iowa who looks really good. And then you have the 2 Ohio State running backs, in Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson. So there's a lot of depth to this RB class, and I like it a lot better than last year's.
Yeah.
A lot better. However, if I can trade that first round pick for a proven guy, I'm going to 10 times out of 10. If the name's not Ashton Genty, I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, all right, guys. I mean, that was all the trades I had. It was just a crazy day yesterday, and I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit on the fantasy aspect here as we're moving into the playoffs. I got no real names for you. I'm kind of like burnt out of doing that. It's a lot. But I'll make sure to bring it back for you guys next week and have some freshness to it.
Sounds good. All right. Let's
so
get out of here. Sorry? Oh, you got one more thing?
I have one thing for you because you did it to me early in the season. I'm going to do it to you real quick.
We got a nice little trivia question.
I have a nice little trivia question. Let's see if you can name me.
I just want to be clear. I'm probably going to do better on this than you did.
This is a little bit better than the one you sprung on me.
That one was just wild.
Yeah. That's this fair. One's wild.
Right, what do you got for me? What do you got?
There is 9 wide receivers in the NFL. 9 players, I'll say, in the NFL with 7 or more touchdown catches. Can you name them?
9?
9 with 7 or more.
All right. So Ja'Marr Chase.
Yes, he's 1. He has 13.
I was going to say he's leading the league right now, isn't he?
He's 13. Yep.
All right. Let me go through divisions here. There's 9, you said, right?
9.
Okay, going AFC East, AFC North. I don't think outside of Chase, I don't think there's anybody else in the AFC North at this moment.
I'm just waiting for.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm going through divisions right now. No. AFC West. Is Quentin Johnston on that list?
No.
Wasn't sure if he was keeping that hot streak up. I couldn't remember. I don't think anybody from the Chiefs, Denver, Raiders, NFC East. A.J. Brown on that list.
Nope.
Didn't feel great about that. I don't think CeeDee's on that list right now. Is Scary Terry on that list now with his 2 last weekend?
Scary Terry is tied for 2nd on this list with 9.
I was going to say, I had to be close there. Giants, I don't think Neighbors is at 7.
No, I think Neighbors is 4.
I was going to say, I don't think he's done anything touchdown-wise lately. And then...
It's been a while.
Am I missing one? No. St. Brown?
Monner's the other guy at 9.
Okay. Jaden Reed? Vikings. I don't know. I want to say Justin Jefferson, but I don't know if he's at 7 at this point.
He's not.
I didn't think so. And I don't think Naylor probably isn't there yet. Is he? Because he's been spreading that around. And then who's the other one? The Bears. Ooh. No. I don't think there's anyone there. What do I have? 3 of the 9?
Yeah. You have the top 3. You have the easiest 3 on this list.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh my God. So NFC South, I would doubt that Mike Evans is there because he missed time. But I'll throw that name in there.
Mike Evans is on there.
Okay.
He is a god among men.
Yes. He's also like 50 yards or something like that from another 1,000-yard season or something like that.
No,
I think I saw.
he needs
Or no, or never mind. That's what it was. It was like a
he
gettable
needs
number.
yeah. He
That's
can do it. He needs to
yeah,
average like 95 yards a game for the
which
last
is
5, and he'll get it. It's
yeah,
doable for sure. You just
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And then are we NFC West heavy on these last 5?
I'm not gonna give you anything.
All right, fair enough.
I can give you AFC or NFC. I can give you a number in each if you want.
All right, so let's go to NFC West because I'm finishing going through the divisions here and what makes sense to me. Is Marv on the list?
Marv is on the list.
So that's 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Puka, I think, missed too much time. Cup, no. Is Jawan sneaking onto this list? Jawan Jennings?
No.
No? Because he at one point was red hot there.
Jawan Jennings, where? Oh, I have to scroll. He's not even on the first
It's
page.
fair enough. I don't think he's had one in a while. I don't think DK is there, is he? All right, so we got 4 left, right?
You have 4 left.
All right. How many are AFC? Are we split 2 and 2?
There's 2 and 2.
Nice. And I'm assuming you're asking this question because there's some weird fucking names on here.
I wouldn't have said it otherwise.
Yeah, but yeah. Is fucking Yoshi Boss on there?
No, I mean I think I did see Yoshi on this page. He is 6. He's 5.
Fair enough. Is there a tight end on this list?
There is a tight end.
More than one tight end?
There's a tight end. I'm not telling you more than
Brock
one at all.
Bowers.
Brock Bowers is not on this list.
Damn it.
I think he is 4. He's 4.
Tight end, AFC or NFC?
I will not confirm nor deny anything.
You won't confirm or deny if he's in the AFC or NFC? So he could just, so he's a guy playing in the CFL. You bitch.
If you read between the lines, it already tells you what you need to know.
Is this one of the weird names?
No, not at all.
Jesus.
In fact, it's the most normal name left on this list.
Kittle, Kelsey.
Kittle's on this list.
Wow.
He's 8.
I forgot he had 2 the other week.
All right. So 3 guys
3 left. They're all receivers?
I'm not telling you that.
Oh, do we got
2
a running back on this?
2 of them are receivers. One of them is either a running back or tight end.
Okay, so it's Taysom Hill.
It's not Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's not on this list.
A running back or a tight end?
It's not. I'm not telling you it's a running back / tight end. I'm saying it's a running back or it's a tight end. I'm not giving you a position.
You said we had. Yeah, but you already said we already had 1 tight end, so it's a running.
I didn't say we had only 1 tight end. I said we have a tight end.
All right. Not Saquon. He doesn't have enough total touchdowns right now. God.
2 of these guys you're just simply not going to guess. You might get the guy who is a running back or a tight end. You might, but I don't think you're going to think of him.
No, Kyron's all rushing.
All right, I'm just going to give it to you. It's a tight end. It's not a running.
It could be. It's a tight end. All right, and it's not Bowers. It's not Kelsey. It's not. Who was the other name that I said?
Kittle. Those are the only guys you said.
Yeah, I thought I said somebody else's name.
No.
Is Hunter Henry on that list?
Hunter Henry's not on this list.
I was gonna say. All right, not Laporta. Hasn't played enough.
Laporta has 5.
No, I'm blanking on that one.
I
Heavy.
know. Whenever you want a hint, like a good hint, that'll basically give it to you. Just let me know.
All right, give me a 10 on the hint on the tight end because that one's bothering me.
Close to home, baby. Close to home.
Move.
No, close to home for you.
Oh, Goddard.
No.
Wait, is Likely on that list?
Other tight end.
Andrews somehow got to 7.
Mark Andrews has 7 touchdowns.
Son of a bitch.
I think he scored a touchdown. I do believe I heard this correctly in 4 straight games, something like that.
Damn. I knew he was heating up, and he had 2 great catches on Sunday. Wow. No, I was not. Damn.
Yep. So you got 2 left. You're not going to get them, so just let me know when you give up.
All right. What? Well, I mean, give me a hint. 1 AFC, 1 NFC?
1 AFC, 1 NFC.
Give me divisions.
You want specific divisions? 1 is AFC South. 1 is NFC West.
AFC South.
You're simply not going to guess it.
AFC South. I'm guessing it's a. Is it a Titan?
It is a Titan.
It's Nikhil. It's Westbrook.
It's Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
craziest stat line of all time, 20
Yeah, because
receptions on the year, 365 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He had two on Sunday.
I was going to say he had 2 on Sunday. And then
That
the other
he
one
is the reason
NFC
why
West.
Yeah, he's the reason I did this list.
NFC West, if it's a Ram, I know who it is. If it's not, then I'm dead in the water.
All right, take a shot then.
Is it a Ram?
Guess. I mean, it doesn't hurt you to guess.
Because I'm assuming it's a weird name. It's not a normal.
Just take a guess. Is it why are you
Demarcus
playing this
Robinson?
game? Yes, it is Demarcus Robinson. He has 28 catches on the year and 7
I was going to say because he has 2 touchdown games, or did he end up with like 3 on that? It was a primetime game. It was either that Thursday night or Monday night game or something like that.
Yeah, I mean he's had
at least 2.
Slew. He caught a touchdown this Sunday, so that kind of helped add to it. But yeah, I mean those are your 9 leaders in touchdowns. Half of them don't make any sense. And if you would have told in on the outside looking in, like the funniest one is Marvin Harrison having 7, and everybody in Arizona freaking out that he's not getting used.
Yeah, right. It's insane.
It's hilarious.
No. All right. So
Fun little thing I saw.
Drug us on a little bit longer than I think we both wanted to here, but once the season ends, and maybe we have some more time to ourselves here, we'll fuck around with some more trivia shit.
Hell yeah, dude!
It's always a good time.
I'll let you go. Let's get out of here, guys.
Yep. It's been real. We'll be back next week.
Deuces.